The following is a presentation of 912 Sports. Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Sean Smoke, Kevin Price, and Robbie Ross. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic, practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with Crossway Realty.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, joined as always by head writer and podcast host Kevin Price. Kevin, how you doing today, buddy?
Good, Sean. Good to be here talking high school sports as always. Spring is here. I guess the pollen's out. You might can tell I sound a little bit congested, but it's a good time, a busy time of year, so we're also busy right here at 912 Sports.
Yeah, I have a brown truck that is now yellow, so yeah, it's one of those deals where you get in, the first thing you do is turn your windshield wipers on just to take the layer of yellow pollen off the windshield so you can see. But, yeah, Kevin, we're getting ready to get the finals of basketball. Here in the 912, we had one team going into that Final Four. That was the Pierce County girls. They had a season of 24-6. 6-2 in region play, but come up a little bit short against Greater Atlanta Christian Academy. Fell to them. I think the final score was 66-46. But nonetheless, their season is over. But a fantastic season for Lacey Evans and her Pierce County Lady Bears there over in Blackshear.
Oh, no question. When the basketball season started, girls and boys, we knew a couple of teams would have a good shot of, going deep into the state tournaments in their respective classifications. And Pierce was one of those on the girls' side in Class AAA. Some, well-coached teams, some real experienced players coming back, including Natalie Herron, and who can really fill up the basket. And she did all year long. Of course, going over that 2,000-point mark, that's huge in a high school career to score that many points. It's awesome just to get 1,000. So basically, she doubled that in her 4-year career there with the Lady Bears. And it sounds like they ran into a superior team. They finally met their match, I guess, in that semifinal game Saturday in Milledgeville at Georgia College and State. Greater Atlanta Christian, was one of the better teams all year long as well. I think they outscored Pierce in the first quarter and then continued to kind of, add to their lead throughout the game. And, Pierce kind of hung in there, but I guess never really got the one big run at them they needed to get at them to overcome that early deficit. But heck of a season, great march all the way through the brackets, and no shame in going to the Final Four. I know they wanted to cut down the nets and win the whole thing, but heck of a season there for the Pierce County Lady Bears for sure.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up here in the 912 for basketball for this 2022 season. We'll be back around in November of next year to get the next season kicked off. But, Kevin, we're right in the middle of baseball, especially right here on 912sports.net. You guys have got a bunch of stuff going over there with Golden Isles baseball. And the Glen Academy Red Terrors, Kevin, are still rolling. They beat the Ware County Gators 7-2 this past Wednesday. And still have yet to lose. Just had a phenomenal season up to this point. But talk a little bit about what you've been seeing when you watch the Red Terrors and broadcast the games here on 912sports.net.
Yeah, well, obviously we split our time between Glen and Brunswick, so I haven't seen every game, but I've seen at least one game here each week in the last month. And, of course, we did a couple of baseball at the beach games involving Glen Academy, and then we did the game Friday night over in Caney Bay, Nahunta, Brantley County, where it was their final non-region game of the non-region portion of the schedule. They do still have a few more non-region games, but obviously they're getting into region play this week. And from Glen Academy's side, I mean they're hitting the ball up and down the lineup, particularly in the top 5 or 6 spots. A lot of guys hitting well over 300. A lot of guys have more RBIs than they played games. The meat of their order has been really strong. Ty Devlin's been hitting the ball on the nose every game I've seen. Of course, he's the quarterback on the Glen football team. They took a big hit Friday night, Sean, over in Caney Bay. John Wise Long, their leadoff hitter, kid is headed to North Carolina, went down as he was running through the bases, trying to beat out a play at first base. There was an error on the play. I'll just keep the play itself simple, but I think he was going to go and cut and round and maybe go to second. And as soon as he did, his knee buckled and he went down like he had been shot, Sean. And it didn't look good when he came off the field. The diagnosis was made, I guess, over the weekend and into yesterday or into Monday. And he has been lost for the season with a torn ACL. This is a kid that you hate to see happen. You hate to see any kid get injured like that in high school, but this is a kid that had Tommy John surgery last year, got hurt in an early season game pitching, and so he was lost for the season last year. Now he's been lost for the season this year, and you just have to wonder, Sean, if he's just injury prone. But hopefully he overcame the Tommy John. He was looking good. Hopefully he can overcome this and just be a better ball player in the long run when he goes to college. But that's a blow for the Red Terrors. Good outfielder, good leadoff hitter. But they had injuries last year, Sean, and they overcame those. So we'll see if they can do that again. And so far, so good. One game into the South Effingham series this week, a matchup of 2 teams that went to the Elite Eight last year, the state quarterfinals. They're matching up in the first region series this year. It's just the way the the way the cards came out. They opened up the season last year with each other, so it's really the same schedule in reverse. But Glen won the opening game 5-3 at Adam Wainwright Field, so they improved to, I guess, 11-0 with that win and 1-0 in the region. I think the key for Glen is if they'll continue to hit the ball. They've got a good ace pitcher in Tom Eccles. If they could get the 2 and 3 guys to go along with him, seems like they got some arms that they can bring in relief. And had a good performance by a freshman the other night in Caney Bay, Carson Rottola. He was our Synovus Bank player of the game in that game, and he gave them, I think, 4 scoreless innings before they went to the bullpen. So he could be a bright spot for the Red Terrors as well.
Right. And Kevin, you also cover Brunswick High. I believe you guys had a game last night, but bring us up to speed on what Brunswick's doing this year.
Well, Brunswick's the opposite, Sean, of Glen Academy. They do have a winning record at the moment. They were 6-3 going into that game against Richmond Hill, the region opener for them. And, of course, 0-0 in the region. They lost that game, so they're now 6-4 and 0-1 in the region. They lost the game 5-3, I think it was. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead through 4 innings. Their ace, Chamberlain Dent, was rolling through those first 4 innings. And then he ran into a little bit of trouble in the 5th and couldn't get out of the jam, and they ended up scoring 3 runs to take a 3-2 lead. And they added solo runs in the 6th and the 7th, and Brunswick did play one more run. But Brunswick kind of needed to steal that one, if you will, Sean, with Dent on the mound. Richmond Hill did not throw their ace, Finley. He came in to close the game in the 7th, and, oh, by the way, struck out the 3 batters he faced. And throwing probably definitely upper 80s, might have hit 90. I know he can get into the 90s, 92, 93, somewhere in there when he's on a roll and he's letting it rip. But he's a good-looking hitter as well for Richmond Hill. Had a double his first time up, had another hit. I know in the ball game, plays shortstop when he doesn't pitch. But Richmond Hill loaded with arms. Brunswick's going to see all those guys this week. The Legis kid started for them, Hunter Legis. They'll probably throw Luke Boone in game 2. And probably Leighton Finley in game 3 would be my guess. But Brunswick's got the pitching, Sean. They feel pretty good about their starting guys. They got 3 or 4 guys I think they can use in those spots. And then if one of them doesn't, get into the starting rotation, they'll definitely use that guy in relief. But they've got to hit the ball. They don't hit the ball too well throughout the lineup right now, and that's what's hurting the Brunswick High School Pirates.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
Also on 912sports.net, we've got Gator baseball. Right now, the Gators are sitting there at 5-4, coming off a win against that Brunswick High team this past Friday, 1-0 in another pitcher's duel. And that's a strong suit of the Gators right now, Kevin, is pitching. Landon Dean has taken the mound for the last 3 games. He's went all 7 in all 3 games and has yet to give up a run in those 3 games. So Landon Dean really throwing the ball well. The Gators just kind of struggling at the plate. They were able to scratch across that 1 run against Brunswick. Earlier in the week, they lost against that Glen Academy team. We saw Tom Eccles up close and personal. We saw the Finley. We saw Tyler Devlin. All those guys, swinging the bats real good. It's a shame that they're going to miss John Wise Long there. But like I said, so the Gators, 1-1 the last 2 games. They've got a game coming up this Friday. Bacon County comes to town, and then next week they'll play Brantley County twice on Monday and I believe Thursday. Once at our house, once at their house. So it'll be interesting to see. And then after that, of course, where I'll be getting into region play, just like Region 2 6A is. So, but again, just got to get that top of the lineup going there for the Gators. Once they do that, I think they're going to be fine because they do have arms. Carter Barnes is throwing the ball really well. Caden Henderson's throwing the ball really well. I mentioned Landon Dean already. And, of course, their ace, Noah Hooks from last year, he's playing right now, Kevin, but he hasn't thrown a game. He's not pitched a game. He had rotator cuff surgery in the offseason, and they're just waiting to get the doctors go ahead to get him back on the mound. Of course, it's just like anything else. It'll take him some time to get into game experience, but hopefully toward the end of the season, toward playoff time, you'll have your so-called ace and Noah Hooks step back on the mound and be able to help you out and win some games late there. So be interested to see, of course, this week. I think your game or the Brunswick game that was supposed to be Wednesday got moved up to today. Did you hear anything about the Glen game, Kevin? Did it get moved up to, till Tuesday?
Yeah, so what they did in that region, particularly those teams anyway, they want to get these games in and go with the for sure days. And today looks better. Tuesday looks better than Wednesday, and Wednesday looks better than Thursday, I think. And anyway, so they moved up to game 2 in both the Brunswick and Richmond Hill series to Tuesday. I guess the third games are still ongoing for Friday. And then same thing with Glen and South Effingham. They moved the second game up from Wednesday to Tuesday. and then I guess they'll play it out as the week goes. But right now, yeah, we're scheduled to be at Adam Wainwright Field on Friday night for the series finale between South Effingham and Glen Academy, 6 p.m. start. Of course, that is weather permitting. If that game gets moved up to, Thursday night tonight or whatever, I guess we'll know it. Or if it has to get pushed back to Saturday, I guess we'll know it. But it's baseball season. It's the spring in Georgia. We're going to deal with those weather issues right now. And if we get to the playoffs, it'll probably be the Thunder Boomers later on.
Exactly. And we're the same way. Scheduled to play Bacon Friday night. First pitch at 6 o'clock. Again, weather permitting, and we'll see how that gets adjusted. So, but another form of baseball, Kevin. We just had a Miracle League game here at Memorial Stadium. But coming up Friday the 18th, they're going to do the same thing over at Pierce County High School at Bear Field. So the Miracle League will be on display there at Bear Field on March the 18th. I believe it's 7 o'clock. Double check the time on that, but the Miracle League will be on display again there at Pierce County High School. Great calls if you want to get behind something to allow these kids and adults to play baseball. Should be a fantastic atmosphere over there Friday night, so make your plans now to go over there and support the Miracle League. Kevin, you and I had the opportunity to go to the Georgia National Championship parade over in Brunswick for let's see, Jack Kozlowski and Warren McClendon. There and then now Waycross is going to have their same version of a parade, but this is going to be for Super Bowl champion Ernest Jones. For people that don't know, Ernest played at Ware County High School, was a linebacker here, was on our cover. Like I said, was a kid that we followed closely in high school, went on to play at South Carolina, left a year early, got drafted by the LA Rams, and lo and behold, got a chance to play in the Super Bowl, and now in his rookie season, Kevin, he's a Super Bowl champion. And though he just didn't play in that game, I mean, he was a huge contributor in that game, and I've got some of his stats right here. 7 tackles on the day, 6 solo tackles, 1 sack, a pass deflected, I think it was 2 tackles for losses, and hit the quarterback 3 different times in that game. So Ernest was a very big part of that Rams win there, in Super Bowl. I believe it was Super Bowl 56. Ware County and Waycross is going to have a parade honoring him. That's going to be this Saturday at 12 o'clock. The parade route's going to be downtown. So if you'd like to come out and be a part of that, go ahead and make your plans there Saturday at 12 o'clock for the Ernest Jones Rams Super Bowl champion parade there.
And Sean, one thing on that, I mean, we've had, seems like parades every week, but I know we've had one every month. We had one in January, I guess it was, for Stetson Bennett over in Blackshear, hometown hero, quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs, and we got to talk to him that day as well. I went to that, and it was a good job over there by Pierce County. And, yeah, so in February we had one here in the Golden Isles down Sean's favorite street here in Brunswick, Gloucester Street.
Yes, sir.
And, we participated in that. Sean drove our 912 truck. We had Georgia Bulldog mixes playing out of the stereo there. Had Sean's little nephew in the back throwing candy and out in the crowd and having fun. And, Sean, I do want to make a note. I think we were the only vehicle to throw candy out. So
really?
Good idea by you. Yeah, I've been told that nobody else did. I don't know if that's accurate or what, but I've been told that we were the only vehicle to do that. So good idea there by you to do that. I thought that was just something that, happens at a lot of places. It wasn't really a unique idea by us, even though you had the idea. I mean, you knew that's something we should do, but apparently we were the only ones that got the memo on that. But, Sean, so here we are, early March, I guess it'll be mid-March, going to have a Super Bowl parade. So we just have champions galore. I mean, I guess we needed somebody on that Atlanta Braves team from South Georgia, so we could have had something back in the fall. But maybe we could get somebody on the Braves roster if they ever play baseball again this year and do that. I know Adam Wainwright told me he wanted to have a St. Louis Cardinals parade this fall here in Brunswick. And if the Braves can't win, the Cardinals might as well, right?
Exactly.
If it is going to be his last stand, Adam Wainwright's one of our favorite athletes in the 912 area code. But I just say let's have something big every month. Kind of like we have those Coastal Pines Technical College athletes of the month, players of the week. Let's have a parade. Let's make that a challenge for everybody in the 912, whether it's high school teams, kids in college, guys playing pro sports or girls. Doesn't matter. Let's have a parade every month. So the challenge has been issued for April. We're about to have one in March, so let's see if we can have something in April. maybe somebody will win the Masters. I don't know.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, we got some guys here capable of maybe doing that here in the Golden Isle, so we'll see.
That's for sure. And I don't want to get your blood pressure up, but if the Braves hadn't traded Adam Wainwright, he could have been a part of that.
Hey, Sean, cut it out.
He could have been a part of that World Series.
That's
parade.
right. We would have had one for sure, I can guarantee you. But I think if the Cardinals were to win, I think we can arrange that too.
Exactly. Well, Kevin had a big monumental win over in the Golden Isles for soccer. Bobby Brockman went over his 400th win. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, we could have a Bobby Brockman parade, I guess, sometime in the spring. Maybe April would be a good candidate for that. But, Bobby's been at Glenn Academy for 28 seasons now. He's in his 28th year, got his 400th victory. That's going to be the focus of our segment with him. And, of course, Glenn Academy plays a big game this week on Tuesday night or against Brunswick High School, the crosstown rival. And Brunswick has put together a good soccer program here on the boys' side in the last couple of years and gave Glenn Academy all they wanted last year and actually beat Glenn Academy, which is kind of a rare sight on the soccer pitch. But, in our next segment, we're going to talk with Coach Brockman about that 400th win, his career at Glenn, and, of course, spin it forward with how they did in the city championship game or the first of two matchups against Brunswick, and then also just Glenn Academy's season as well. They were still undefeated after he got that 400th win on Friday night against Richmond Hill.
Right. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody watching On Air with 912 Sports. Stick around with that segment with Coach Brockman and Kevin Price, and we'll be right back here after these messages.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Glenn Academy boys soccer coach Bobby Brockman has built the Red Terrors into a real powerhouse down here in Southeast Georgia. Now in his 28th season with the GA program, Brockman reached a noteworthy milestone in his coaching career recently when he won his 400th game with the Terrors as they defeated region rival Richmond Hill 2-0 last Friday night at home. Almost 50 former players came from all over to be there to celebrate the accomplishment with their old coach, which made for another moment that Brockman will always cherish from his coaching career. On Tuesday night, Brockman got victory number 401 with the Terrors as they shut out rival Brunswick High School 6-0 on a rainy night in the Golden Isles. Glenn saw the Pirates beat them twice last season to claim the city championship, something the Terrors had always owned as they never had lost to the Pirates until last spring. The Terrors dominated Tuesday's matchup and continue to roll through the current season. They are now 11-0 on the year and 7-0 in Region 2-6A as they reside atop the league standings with 5 more region games to play. 912 Sports lead staff writer Kevin Price caught up with Brockman following Tuesday's game to talk win number 400, the victory over the Pirates, and to also get the coach's thoughts about his current team.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Here we are with Glenn head coach Bobby Brockman. Bobby, obviously a career milestone not too long ago, less than a week ago.
Right.
Victory number 400 for you right here at Glenn County Stadium, 2-0 win against Richmond Hill. Has it sunk in yet that you've not even been here quite 30 years, 28 to be exact, and already have 400 wins? Has it really sunk in what you've done?
It pretty much did this weekend. We had a lot of guys come in from all over the place. Had a guy fly in from Washington, D.C. One flew in from Texas on really short notice. So that just shows me how much the guys care about the program, how much they've supported me over the years, as well as, you know, me supporting the guys. But it was a late night on that Friday night, sending a bunch of texts back to some guys and phone calls and all that. But that was great. That was definitely one of the highlights of my career.
Now talk about that, Coach. I know it wasn't a total surprise. You knew some players might be showing up in case you did get it done, but to walk into that locker room behind us with 40 or 50 former players there, just what kind of went through your mind at that moment?
That was really sweet. I can, envision coming down here for my first time ever and meeting the team back in '94. And to see those guys and to see how they've grown up and what they've become in their lives was great. I went out and played a round of golf with 3 of them on Sunday, and I'm not a good golfer, but hanging out with those 3 guys was just a lot of fun. They were off the first team, the '94 team when I first came down.
Now talk about just what's been the keys to your success and Glenn Academy's success. We talked about that a little bit on the phone Saturday, not 24 hours after that win, but you just talked about the fundamentals that you preach year after year, and the tradition and the players really just wanting to buy into the program year after year and kind of trying to top or exceed what the previous group did, and so it really just all ties in together. Is that right?
It does. It all starts with club soccer. I mean, the guys that go to Jekyll and put in the time during the week in the fall and do that since they're little kids, and they've come to my camp, the majority of these guys, and they just know the expectation level. They have got a great foundation of skill. And with a foundation of skill, you can build on the tactics and stuff like that. But if you don't have the skill foundation, none of the other stuff really matters. But those guys, soccer's a sport like tennis and golf, where you've got to put in the time when you're a young player, 7 or 8 years old, stuff like that. It's not just a sport where you can be big, fast, and strong and hit high school and start taking up the game. You just can't really do that in soccer.
But talk about the tradition, the pride. I mean, I think that was evident Friday night, right, with all those guys coming back, and
it was
the carryover from year to year.
Yeah, I mean, when we lost to Brunswick last year, a bunch of the alumni were pretty irritated with that loss, as well as myself and the current team. The current team felt, that disappointment, and it's been sitting with us for 9 months. And so it feels good to get that monkey off our back, even though it just happened that one year and we beaten them the 27 years I was here. When you see them walking around the city championship t-shirts last year, that definitely left a bad taste in our mouth. But there's an expectation level here that, one group just continues on with the success the other groups have had, and winning region titles and making runs in state are all part of what, the program's become about.
So win 400 was Friday night. Win 401 was right here.
Right.
4 or 5 nights later on a Tuesday night, 6-0 over Brunswick. You mentioned last year a rare win or a rare couple of wins for Brunswick. How much forward were you looking to this tonight and Glenn? I mean, were y'all looking to do exactly what you did?
Well, we were looking forward to the game as soon as they beat us last year. I mean, they'd never beaten us before. Before I got here, they had a tie, I think. But, when you reel off 27 years of wins against a program that's your arch rival, sometimes you take it a little bit for granted, unfortunately. And last year, they had a really good team. They had a bunch of seniors, and we lost the first one 2-0. We came back in the other one, tied 2-2, lost in penalty kicks, and had a chance to win it on our final kick and didn't get it done. But it felt good tonight. We had a very young team last year. I was just super proud of them for winning the region. We went 10-2 last year. Brunswick finished second at 8-4. So when we're not playing Brunswick, they're not playing us. We root for each other. A bunch of our guys know each other. And so, Brunswick's hurting right now because they lost their best player, Danielson, who's Enrique's brother. He's a region player of the year candidate, fantastic player. So not having him definitely, hurt their program.
Now, talk about this team in particular. I know you've had a lot of good teams, but you are undefeated overall, and of course in the region, really halfway through the region schedule. Pretty good ways through the season now. Just talk about where you are as a team and just how good this current Glenn team is.
Just really proud of these guys. I mean, last year, even though we won the region, was a growing up year for us. It was a team that, like I said, lost to Brunswick twice, but won the other 10 region games. So we still had some growing up to do last year. This year, a lot of the same guys are back. We picked up Gavin Swafford, who is playing fantastic for us. He's a player of the year candidate, and I think, he's made a really big difference for us up front. But everybody a year older, bigger, stronger, faster, but also more skillful. They had a great club season in the fall, and we're just building on that.
And how much longer can you go, Coach? Can you make it to 30, 35, 40?
30, 35 years.
Yeah.
I better at least make it to 30 to get my teacher retirement, but we'll see. I mean, there's an unbelievable 6th grade class that is really, really tempting to stay around for. That class is going to have so many seniors. I'm the middle school coach, and I know what's coming up through the pipeline, and that team reminds me of the team that I had gone to the Final Four with the first time, where 10 of the 11 starters were all seniors, and I think that team could be that type of team.
All right, well, Coach, we'll see if you make it that far. We appreciate it, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Kevin.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.